Something that lasts forever. At All Britain's Jewelry, we're honoring moms, grads, and all of life's milestones with a spectacular Mother's Day and graduation sale happening May 4th through May 16th. Enjoy store-wide savings with up to 50% off select merchandise, including 25% off our remaining Breitling watch inventory. Looking for something extraordinary? Now's your chance. We're closing out our stunning Jude Francis collection at 50% off and offering an incredible 50% off Veragio jewelry. Timeless pieces designed to shine for a lifetime. From elegant necklaces to unforgettable rings, you'll find the perfect gift to say thank you, I'm proud of you, or simply, I love you. Visit All Britain's Jewelry today and make this season unforgettable. But hurry, these savings end May 16th. All Britain's Jewelry, Mississippi's foremost diamond merchant since 1920.
At All Britain's Jewelers.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
If it feels like the world's gone a little crazy lately, you're not wrong. They say parents should have a voice. But what happens when no one's listening? Forget the noise, the narratives, and the nonsense. It's time to have real conversations, stand up, speak out, and shine a light on what's really happening inside our schools, our systems, and our government, and what it really means for your family. This is the Lindsey Beckham Show, where we believe in truth over talking points, facts over feelings, and the courage to say what others won't. Because when it comes to our kids, silence is not an option.
Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue.
Happy Friday. It is finally Friday. I'm sure all of you feel the exact same way. It's been a long week, lots of political talk. I guess that's every week for me, huh? We are live here in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Lindsey Beckham Show, and I am Lindsey Beckham. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Lots of stuff to talk about today. Clay is going to join me in the second segment for the remainder of the show, where we are going to break down a situation that occurred last night where we're both attacked. Look, it wasn't enough that I get put on the Southern Poverty Law Center's hate group, hate map. I also have this added target on my back because I'm a friend of Clay Edwards. I'm kidding, Clay. I'm kidding. But we're going to break that down and explain exactly what I'm talking about. I think that there are a lot of people out there today who are afraid to speak up and speak out. They don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to say anything, so you just become very accepting and you affirm these ideologies that are basically bullcrap. A boy cannot become a girl cannot become a boy. And let me make it real clear, nobody can become an animal. We were fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of God, and he doesn't make mistakes, people. He does not make mistakes. And you are setting someone up for failure if you are letting them believe that crap. That nonsense. And I don't care if they're autistic. I know about autism. I have an autistic son. That diagnosis did not turn him into an animal. The acceptance and the affirming of this all-out abomination to God is a huge problem. And I get so fed up with people saying, hey, this doesn't happen here. Yeah, it does. It happens right here. Right here. So we're going to get into all of that. I want to remind you Monday, before I get too worked up over here, my blood pressure gets too high. I'm going to have to call Morgan. Tell her to send me over some blood pressure medicine. I thought I was going to have to last night. For real, for real. At least my daughters say that. I'll get a text that says FR, FR. Their little shorthand in the way they text these days. Monday, the Madison County Republicans, the Republican Club, the Republican Executive Committee, and the Republican Women. Again, some of us, such as myself, overlap in all three of those groups, but there's an event being held by those groups all together in conjunction, and we are celebrating the 250th birthday of our amazing country. The greatest country there's ever been, the United States of America. So y'all get out, come help us celebrate that. We will be at the Mermaid Cafe starting at 5:30. There will be heavy hors d'oeuvres, a cash bar. Let me know if you would like more information or how to get tickets to the event. A great time to come out and celebrate our freedom as a country and these unalienable God-given rights, not government-given, but God-given rights that we possess here in the United States of America. Great time to fellowship and celebrate that. Also, I'll remind you again, next Thursday night, there will be a school choice debate panel that I will be attending. It's going to be over the Gulf Coast area, the Sunkissed Country Club. Lots of information that will be shared. And we actually have someone on the panel who is a homeschool mom. And so I feel like some of the homeschool community thinks they haven't really had a voice in this conversation. And so we are going to get to hear from some of the homeschool community, and we are going to lay out the facts about what school choice and education freedom would actually mean for homeschool families and homeschool parents and homeschool children. So I'm sure that we will be I'm sure that I will be live streaming that on my social media channels as well. But that event is next Thursday. And then June 6th, we had the beautiful, wonderful, proud sponsors of the Lindsey Beckham Show, Women from Americans for Prosperity, here yesterday. And they were talking about their big 250th celebration that's going to take place June 6th over at Mississippi College, Nelson Hall. And I will continue to remind you about that as well. Again, we want to remember Mr. Buddy who calls into the show. He listens to WYAB religiously. Horrible accident this week, driving a school bus where he was hit head on by an 18-wheeler whose air brakes went out. And I believe he has now gotten some movement in his hands and his arms, but C5 and beyond, I don't think there's anything there yet. He needs all of our prayers. There is a Give, Send, Go set up by his family. It is legit. Please, whatever you can do, every little bit helps. Every dollar helps, especially in a situation like that where medical bills pile up so quickly. And he is going to need a lot of care and a lot of support. And I can't say this enough. That man has brought so much joy to so many families and children in the central Mississippi area. Some of you may not even have realized it, but if you take your kid to see Santa Claus at Christmas time in this area, then you have probably run into Mr. Buddy and not even known it. We love him. He tells us to give him hell. So, Mr. Buddy, if you can hear me, you give him hell, because we are praying for you. And we're going to continue to share this Give, Send, Go. Every little bit helps, people. Every little bit helps. And we want to see Mr. Buddy continue to bring joy to all those he loves and that love him. Next week, I will be here on Monday. I will be here from 9 to 10, filling in for Matthew Bishop and The Full Story. And then, of course, back at 12 for my regular scheduled show. Monday, I'm going to get into, I know we've talked all about the Southern Poverty Law Center and the hate map and all the things, the target that's been put on our backs because of them. But I want to get into something a little different with the Southern Poverty Law Center. Over 40 states in our country are using part of a curriculum designed by the Southern Poverty Law Center, a curriculum meant to divide, meant to bring hate, meant to cause more racism and more division, starting as young as kindergarten in our classroom, starting with our very young children. Oh, but Lindsay, we live in the Bible Belt. We have a super conservative, Republican majority red state. That doesn't happen here. I beg to differ. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And I have dug through the Mississippi Department of Education website and documents, and I'm going to tell you all about it. I'm going to tell you where it does exist right here in the state of Mississippi and why these boards of education, I'm going to take a term from my friend Rosalind, who spoke at her last school board meeting. You've been catfished. You've been catfished. This curriculum has no place in any public school, especially not right here in Mississippi in our elementary schools. We're going to break all of that down on Monday. I spent a lot of time going through different documents, and I'm going to show it all to you, where it is, how to find it, and what to do about it. Of course, I'm sure we will get more into the whole redistricting fiasco. Yesterday, we saw Lieutenant Governor Gilbert Hosemann put a committee together, and I mean, I don't know why anybody is surprised. People seem so shocked, and I can't for the life of me understand why. We know this man's a Democrat. We've known it forever. He has put Democrats on this redistricting committee as a Republican. In fact, Derek Simmons, one of the Democrats who brought this whole lawsuit in the first place. Anyway, we'll get into way more of that Monday. I'm going to go ahead and take an early break because Clay's going to be hopping on, and we're going to get to all of that discussion in just a moment. Y'all stay with us. 103.9 WIAB, the Lindsey Beckham Show. We will be right back. Beckham Show. We will be right back.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
Knock your healthcare needs out of the park with City Center Drugs. Hi, this is Mary Beth Hardy, owner of City Center Drugs, located at the District at Eastover in Jackson. City Center Drugs is your home run destination for prescriptions, over-the-counter medications, vaccines, and even unique gifts with custom gift wrapping. Whether you're aiming to maintain a healthy lifestyle or looking to score the perfect gift, City Center Drugs has got you covered. Swing by today and experience the winning team at City Center Drugs. Visit us online at citycenterdrugs.com and go Braves.
Need care at home, fast, reliable, and on your schedule? Introducing Home Care to Go, your on-demand concierge care solution. Whether it's personal care, companionship, or short-term support, Home Care to Go brings professional care directly to you when you need it most. Getting started is easy. Visit us at homecare-to-go.com to explore available care packages. Home Care to Go, care at your door when you need it most.
Hello, I'm Gary Jolly from the Tractor Store. LS Tractor understands your passion for the land, and just like you, LS Tractor is committed to excellence and superior products. LS Tractor comes with a long list of standard features that are unmatched by other brands and backed with the LS commitment to provide exceptional customer service and satisfaction. You get a lot more for your money with the LS Tractor. Come to the Tractor Store in Richland to experience the LS difference. The Tractor Store in Richland.
When mobility matters, Hometown Medical makes it simple. Discover our lightweight portable folding scooters. You can take these scooters anywhere, and they will go up to 14 miles on a single charge. Whether you're going on a weekend cruise, an airplane flight, or just around town, these 3- and 4-wheel scooters are built for freedom and convenience. And if you're looking for style and agility, check out our lightweight power wheelchairs. With the tightest turn radius possible, they move with ease. So whether you're cruising, traveling, or just enjoying everyday independence, Hometown Medical has the mobility solution for you.
Venable Glass is your local glass expert, offering residential, automotive, and commercial glass. Venable Glass can do it all. Windshield repair, replacement of shower doors, mirrors, everything in between. What sets Venable Glass apart from the rest? Unmatched reliability and customer service. Don't forget, tell your insurance company that
Welcome back into the Lindsey Beckham Show. We are live here in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. I believe we will soon be joined by Clay Edwards. You can call in if you want to, 601-879-0002. We also have a text line, 601-879-4648. And then, of course, we do have a live stream where you can comment and leave your thoughts, questions, concerns, or just tell us how much you hate us, because we get that a lot these days. The haters gonna hate, right, Clay? Let's see.
Yes. Sorry, I had to get situated here. Let me cut my Facebook feed so it'll quit dinging. All right.
I know sometimes you got to just hold your mouth just right to get everything set up.
Exactly. So I tested it all before I got on here, so we're good to go. How you doing?
Awesome. I'm good. I'm still kicking.
Touche, my friend. Well,
Hate group and all.
Yeah. So I was listening to your intro there, not intro, but your first segment, and oh man, it's just the book came out this month. Who wrote it? I'll tell you real quick. Suicidal Empathy. And I've got it added to my Amazon, my Audible, and I think everybody should check it out because it is something that we are suffering from in this country, is suicidal empathy. And this whole furry thing, for example, is a great example of it. White liberal women, Gad Saad, Gadsaad, is the author of the book, and it's just the quick synopsis of it here is. What happens?
Was he in Jackson recently? I think he did an event at the country club recently.
Did I?
No, the author.
Oh, maybe. Let's see here. It says he also wrote The Parasitic Mind, but it says what happens when a society elevates victimhood to a virtue and decides that punishment is cruel. You get the disease Dr. Gad Saad calls suicidal empathy, and the West may be terminally infected. And I do apologize for the pup over there. She sees a blade of grass. So
that's okay.
She's going to attack it.
Yeah, I mean, it makes complete and total sense. And, this situation last night, I can't wrap my head around it anymore or understand how just accepting we've become as a society when clearly we know these things can't be. Like a child cannot turn themselves into an animal. A boy cannot turn themselves into a girl cannot turn themselves into a boy. And the fact that there are so many out there willing to hate on someone who calls that out, it just blows my mind.
Yeah. So that video was sent to me last night of the girl.
I'll say it. I sent it. I recorded the video. I saw it. I sent it. And the reason that I did is because I hear so many people all the time saying that doesn't happen here. And I get sick and tired of hearing that.
I know. There's been rumors of it for years. Well, coincidentally, somebody else sent me a video of that very girl. I didn't realize it was the same one initially. Well, how many could there be? Well, I guess it could be a lot. But that very girl, I have a video floating around somewhere on here on one of my socials. TikTok kicked it off immediately. You can't make fun of furries or LGBTQ or any of that stuff on TikTok. You're not even allowed to suggest it. But she was at Renaissance doing some type of performative art a year or two ago, and I posted it, and same thing. People got big mad. And well, here's what I say is we've got to quit moving the Overton window to accommodate insanity, or to change what we consider normal to insanity, or insanity to normal, however you want to say that. People don't like hearing this when we're talking about kids, with any kind of special needs. And I wouldn't know that I call autistic special needs once you get out of school. I don't know that I don't have autism, so I don't have a child with autism, so I want to be careful what I say here. But I don't know that it's necessarily a debilitating disease necessarily. I know a lot of very high functioning autistic people that are some of the smartest people that I've ever had the pleasure of knowing are people on the spectrum. I'm kind of throwing a wide net by just saying autism, but people on the spectrum, whether it's Asperger's or some form of autism, I know it can be very bad, or however you want to say, but I think my autistic friends and people that are on the spectrum, I consider those some of my greatest friends. I don't want to sit here and name names and stuff like that, but I think it's a blessing being able to have those people in your life. So when you throw that out like it's an excuse of some sort, I don't know. I think that's insulting to call it an excuse for bad behavior. Just like I think people who blame poverty on an excuse for immoral behavior is embarrassing and doesn't represent all people who are poor, so to say, or dealing with poverty. It's just your bad decisions don't have to be blamed on something.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I made a comment on the post that, what you posted the video. And then, of course, I'm being attacked even in the comment section for saying something, but I'm not going to conform to this world view of how we should just be so accepting of things that are clearly not in the will of God. I'm not going to do it, and I'm not going to apologize for it. Evidently this child is in a church, and that's great, but this same exact church is the church that told my daughter she couldn't come to youth group if she didn't wear a mask, or that we couldn't be there if we couldn't go to small group if we didn't get vaccinated. So you know what? I have no apologies here. This child needs someone to take her in and get her some help, because evidently something's wrong.
I told you last night in a text message that I think that this is more disgraceful to God than the trans stuff, because it's one thing, albeit crazy, to think that a man can be a woman or a woman can be a man, but to run around here pretending that you're another species is crazy. I mean, I just feel like, look, I again, I want to be real careful here. I am a parent. I want to be real careful here speaking on special needs children, so to say, but at some point you just have to say, no, you don't get to be a cat today. When it's like this started when the child was young, I guess, and it was a way to get them to shut up and act normal of some sort, I guess, around the house maybe, or to quit pestering the parent. Again, I'm just assuming, I don't know this to be a fact, but why else would you allow that, much less allow it into the public sphere? Let them go run around here, pretend to be a cat. I'm trying to be real delicate here, because I've told it's a 15-year-old, a minor, and it's not breaking the law. It's just doing its thing. But damn it, don't expect us to sit here and pretend that this is normal. Don't expect people not to cat. First off, it ain't like anybody was checking her ID that saw her running around. So we don't know how old she is. No, you can't tell that. The video that you sent, you could barely even at the best screenshot, you could barely see a human face.
Right.
So it ain't like she got exposed beyond the people that know who it is.
Right. And I thought she worked there, because she had on the Walmart color blue, and she looked as though she was helping somebody with something. And I saw, it looked as though she had I guess it was her ears, but it looked like she had a headset on that they wear
Yeah.
the workers wear. So I just assumed that. My bad. I was wrong on that part of it. But when they did say how old she was, now I'm just wondering where the heck the parents are and who's buying this stuff for her. I've told my kids many times, you're not walking out of the house dressed like that, because that's what parents do.
Yeah, I'm with you on this, Lindsay. And of course, I've gotten the backlash. Obviously, I did take the video down off the X account. I don't know. Maybe I had a moment of weakness coming off the Ted DiBiase interview this morning. I was in a good mood. I took the video down. I left my post up on Facebook, and I explained in the comment there, because you know what? I'm not going to take it down. I'm not going to take that down. I think it's a conversation worth having. It truly is a conversation worth having. But I do have, once I find out somebody's a minor, I'm not above taking something down. I get it, but I don't know that anything was wrong by posting it at the same time, because now, here's the other thing, right, Lindsay? And I said this in one of my comments. So now let's just say use you and your kids, for example, your young kids, and well, all your kids are young, but you know what I mean? Like your young kids, that you ain't ready to have the conversation about what a furry is, or about what a drag queen is, or about any of this stuff. And here you are, Mommy, why is that person walking around here dressed like a cat? Is it Halloween, Mommy? I didn't know it was Halloween. And you're having to explain, no, it's not Halloween. That's a crazy person.
Yeah.
And that thinks they're a cat. You as a parent shouldn't be having to have these conversations before you're ready to have them. And that's why people get so mad at me. Like when I post pictures of bums and crazy people at the gas stations in Jackson acting like nut jobs. Why are you taking pictures of these people, they're drug addicts at their worst moment? I think because it's a warning label that if anybody's heading down to High Street, for example, right now, don't look to the right, kids, because I don't want to have to explain to you what these dope fiends are out here doing in the parking lot right now. Or when you're on the way to the Jackson Zoo on a school bus, and I've heard this story umpteen times, going down Ellis Avenue, and a parent will be on the field trip with the kids as a chaperone, I guess. And you look over to the left or to the right, somewhere from Westland Plaza on, and there's be a naked man masturbating at a red light, just sitting there, or I say on the red light, but on the sidewalk. This is not normal behavior anywhere. And when I had used my hashtag only in Jackson, you know what, Lindsay? I don't see that anywhere but in Jackson, talking about the nudity stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously this was in Madison. And this isn't normal behavior, and we've got to quit pretending it's normal, and got to quit saying, you don't know what that kid's going through. You don't know this, you don't know that. Well, it's okay enough to go to the damn Walmart.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or to be at Renaissance.
And I mean, in public.
At that point in that video, it looked as though this child was like hissing and clawing at people.
He was doing all that stuff. I mean, don't get mad when somebody in the public films you acting an ass and post it on the internet. People are posting me doing a lot less, I can assure you. I'm an adult, mind you. But you want to play kitty cat, do it in the house.
Yeah. My whole mindset is that people think this doesn't happen. And I can tell you, my middle school daughter last year in her PE class, they had to put together some sort of performance, I guess, with some exercising or whatever in it. But she was put into a group, they grouped them, and she was put into a group with two girls who wear the ears and the tails and the mittens and that make them look like they have animal hands. And she went to the school counselor and said, I don't feel comfortable performing any kind of dance or routine with those particular girls. And she probably did that because she knew if I found out about it, I'd be up to school raising almighty hell, and she would probably be embarrassed because we don't play that. And I just think the adults here are more to blame than the child, because they are affirming this. They are allowing this when sometimes autistic or not, I have an autistic child. That's not going to happen in my home. That's not going to happen with him. You're already in a place where you're socially awkward, and then you're going to make it that much worse.
Yeah, Lindsay, it's like the people, this may be a little different analogy here, but it's like the people who get mad at people who use the word retard. How dare you use that word? I have a child with disabilities. I'm like, well, I don't think your child's a retard. I think you may have a child with a disability. I would never, ever call a child with a disability a retard. And I say that to use this greater point. We've got to quit being so suicidally empathetic. I don't know if we got to make bullying great again, but we have got to quit assuming everybody can go through life without ever being offended, without ever having their feelings hurt, without ever being talked about, laughed at, any of those things. Those are the things that toughen you up when you get out into the real world. Because let's say this little girl's 15 years old, 16, whatever. She's 2-3 years away from having to go deal with life in the big world without anybody being able to say, that's a kid.
And life's hard.
And
Life is hard.
if at 15 she's still running around in public with a tail on and bunny ears or cat ears, brother, she got a long way to. Life's going to be tough. Life's going to be tough because parents aren't always going to be able to shield her. And again, I don't want to go too hard on these people because I do have some sympathy and empathy for the situation. But don't get mad that people take a picture of somebody looking like an ass in public or a video and post it on the internet. It wasn't like somebody stood outside your house or in your front yard and filmed it. It was at the Walmart.
It's just a very public place.
It was at Renaissance last time. It's a weird situation, and to guilt people. I mean, I got messages from people last night. What the hell is wrong with you?
Oh, I did too. I didn't even open them. I did not even open them.
I just saw the teaser, the preview of it.
Right.
What is wrong with me? I'm sorry. I didn't check the kid's ID. I saw, it was pretending it's me that filmed it. Lindsay, if I saw it, I'd have filmed the same thing. I'd be like, what we got here? But it's not. I would have done it if it was an adult, a black kid, a white kid, a Mexican kid, an Asian kid, anybody. They would have got the same treatment.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think we have a big problem in this country. And I think the bigger part of it is, again, the people who are going along with it and affirming it and then defending it when it's called out, because I just think that's asinine. We got to take a break. Clay, can you hang on?
Oh, yeah. I'm good to the top of the hour if you want me to.
Awesome. Okay, well, y'all stay with us. We are going to be right back here. WIB 1039, The Lindsey Beckham Show. Don't go anywhere. We've got lots more to discuss.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
ABC News, I'm Mike Dubusky. President Trump is scheduled to land back in the U.S. this evening after a high-profile trip to China to meet with President Xi Jinping. It comes as the president faces new pressure here at home over investments worth millions of dollars in American companies that do business with his administration. ABC's Chuck Severson.
Trump purchased between $500,000 and $5 million of NVIDIA on January 6th and February 10th, say the disclosure documents, before the Commerce Department approved the sale of NVIDIA computer chips to China and before a major deal to supply chips to the tech giant Meta was announced. He also took stakes in Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount Skydance during that bidding war. The Trump Organization tells ABC News third-party firms handle all accounts without the knowledge of the president or Trump family members.
And the Pentagon now says it's reducing its troop presence in Poland by about 4,200 Army service members. They had been set to replace an outgoing armored unit there. This is ABC News.
For over 15 years, A1 Gear and Auto has been your hometown specialist for your auto repair and maintenance needs. From brake repair to placement to radiators, engines, starters, alternators, heat, and AC water pumps, and more, A1 will get your vehicle back up and running and on the road and in a timely manner. A1 is one of the only shops in the metro that specializes in rear differentials, rear ends, and rings and pinions. Call today to set up an appointment, or if you got questions at 601-939-1060. A1 Gear and Auto, your hometown vehicle specialist.
Hi, this is Rita Jensen with Remax Connection, and I want to tell you, I've lived in Florida for over 50 years. I'm a graduate of Tri-County Academy, went there the first day the doors opened. If you're thinking about putting your children into Tri-County Academy and need a place to live, then give me a call. Without a doubt, the Florida expert when it comes to real estate. So if you need a place to live, give me a call. Rita Jensen, Remax Connection. 601-720-4037, or go to my website, ritajensen.net.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repair? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Ladies, tired of running on empty, sleepless nights, mood swings, stubborn weight, skin that has lost its glow? It is not just getting older. It is your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Women's Wellness in Mississippi. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, we bring it all together. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest, greatest aesthetic treatments like facials, lasers, Botox, and so much more. This is where wellness and beauty meet, so that you can feel amazing inside and out. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, the best version of you is waiting right around the corner.
Now is the time to turn over a new leaf and shower yourself with savings at Mazda of Jackson. Mazda of Jackson has rates as low as 0.9% on select models, or spring into savings with up to $3,000 in customer cash with approved credit. Get to Mazda of Jackson today, where certified pre-owned vehicles and hassle-free trade-in options are also available. Shop online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
From Mississippi, we're faith, family, and free.
Welcome back into the Lindsey Beckham Show. Clay, that was actually my music playing. I have a new music. I know. I guess that's something I probably need to be doing is cutting it off before the music that I don't have copyrighted. It's probably hurting my algorithm out there. But
Yeah, they'll catch you. You know, like I'm monetized on mine, and you get too many of those strikes, they'll demonetize, and I can't afford that. Because I shared it to my stream too.
Okay.
So that's the only reason I'd mention that. But you do your thing, however you want to do it. But I do like your new music beds there.
Thank you. Well,
I guess that's what the industry refers to it as.
I told myself I wasn't going to do anything this week to get shamed in the Madison Mamas group, but here I am. I just can't keep my big mouth shut. But I think it's funny that there is that group out there that takes someone who calls out this just complete and total nonsense, in my opinion, and rips them to shreds.
So who is are you looking at your chat?
No, I've gotten to where I don't even look at it anymore because they're all so hateful.
Yeah, I like to keep mine up on the screen just so everybody can see the crazy people.
Do that. It puts it up there and you can barely.
If you'll scroll over the top where it gives you, scroll over it towards the top and like a little menu will pop up. You see what I'm talking about? And it should be like a little button at the top, like it'd be on the top left of the chat when you little menu that pops up.
Mm-hmm.
If you'll tap that, it'll create it'll compress the image to where they'll fit on there without being on top of somebody. Like tap on the right click on the chat. This is terrible radio.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I can't. You'll have to show me. I can't figure that out. I've looked at it several times and tried to figure it out, but it just every time I put it on there, it covers up, the screen and you can't read them. So, But yeah, I'm looking at it. Who do you say? Who is who?
The Chewbacca, I guess, is more concerned about what you're wearing than any of the points that we're making. And, yeah, it's just the weird people like that. When they don't have an argument or can't defend their stance, it goes straight to you're ugly. You're using your boobs to get attention. You're wearing. It says, Clay, why are you going to call her out for wearing a dress? Why would I call her out for wearing a dress? And I can't see that she's wearing a dress. All I see is her face. It
No, I'm
doesn't
not
matter.
married, by the way, Chewbacca. My husband died. So, but thank you for asking. And I don't think he'd have a problem with my shirt at all. It's summer.
Yeah, and somebody says, hey, y'all, just stumbled on this. What are we talking about? Schools pushing some weird stuff on kids, like fairy tales. Well, the schools are quasi-responsible, but there was a video taken last night at the Walmart in Madison, Mississippi, and a girl walking around dressed like not just dressed like a furry, but dressed in human clothes with a tail and a cat thing, head or something, and just trying to normalize.
Paws. They make their hands.
Yeah, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that the tail was cut through the hole of the pants that she had on, and coming out the back. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out here.
No, they actually make these types of
Pants,
clothes now because there's such a big market for it.
So-
And again, it's how ridiculous it's gotten.
Well, look, and here's the other thing too. Going back to autism, the next step for this is her becoming transgender. I know probably know this better than me, Lindsay. There's a ton of studies out there that show the majority of people who are getting roped into the transgender stuff are autistic.
They prey on autistic children.
They do, and because they get so laser focused on whatever it is they're focused on, whether it's dinosaurs, Transformers, or politics, or whatever, and that's what they're obsessed with, and that's the ones who are becoming radicalized in this like trans-Tifa army are the people who are on the spectrum, and those are the ones that are also, Tim Pool referred to it almost like I want to be careful the words I use here on the social media platforms that we're streaming on, but a trans geocide,
Mm-hmm.
you can figure out what the geocide really is. And that's what it is, because at 50% suicide rates on transgender people, it's taking autistic people out of the gene pool at this point with the high autistic rates. It's terrible. They're taking advantage of they're turning them into like a Islamic suicide brigade, and they're going in and they're doing these mass events, these mass unaliving events, shootings and stuff of that nature. They're going to schools, they're going to churches, and the last few times we've seen it, it's the T's of the LGBT doing it, and you can tell from just looking at these people and looking at their ramblings that they are on the spectrum, and it's really sad. And the furries, it's the same thing. It's a large majority of these furries are people on the spectrum. And there's a lot of studies out there about this. You can stick your head in the sand or you can go find them. A lot of the people who move into transgenderism starting out as furries, then they go to the trans, and then they go to actual gender affirming care. And, then.
Well, that's the whole thing. These children who already, for some reason, don't feel like they belong, or the autistic community who already feels like, hey, I'm socially awkward, I don't fit in anywhere. This group of people brings them in and says, hey, we'll accept you as an animal. We'll accept you as whoever you feel like you want to be today. Like, we're going to love you. And everybody else that didn't accept that, they're the enemy now. And it breeds this hate. And I mean, that's what we've seen. We've seen so many of the last school shootings and mass shootings be carried out by these children who've been lied to and been told that they can be something they're not. That's exactly what's happening.
That's it. That's exactly what happened. And people are just going on with it. Nobody wants to be the bad guy and tell them, you can't do this. Get the paddle. We're gonna beat it out of you. We are not doing it. You come back to school dressed as a cat tomorrow. You're getting three strikes, 3 whoopings, whatever. At some point, if the parents won't do it, the school should be able to. But you're forcing other kids to see this stuff and to go along with it. And it ain't fair to anybody else involved. It really isn't. That
It's distracting, and there's school policy against it. The problem is that no one's enforcing the school policy because they're so afraid of not being inclusive enough or a lawsuit being filed. You know, we got to get over this silly nonsense and bring common sense, make common sense great again.
No, I'm waiting for it because I thought it would come with the overwhelming win that Donald Trump had. I thought people would realize that it's okay to bring common sense back. It's okay to, tell these people, you're crazy. You don't get to do this anymore. We're not going along with it anymore. We're done. And it hasn't happened at the rate that I want to see, but we're only a little over a year in. And, the fact we can even have these conversations now without already being kicked off of the social platforms tells me that it is changing. They are letting us at least talk about this in the public space now, where we couldn't previously, except on the FM dial over there at WYAB.
Exactly. That's the one place where this type of talk was not censored. And there's still some places where you are censored, but it's definitely more of an open dialogue conversation than it ever was before, along with the vaccine issue. You're finally able to talk about that out loud and not be completely shadow banned and cut off.
So somebody here says, so freedom of others is worthless. No, people can do whatever they want, but we can also make fun of it. So like, don't get offended when I make fun of it. I mean, at the end of the day.
And don't get offended when I don't want you at school with my kids when you're acting like that. I don't want my kid in school with animals. Sorry.
No, not going to do it.
And I feel like
somebody needs to sue the school for violating sue the school district for them violating their own rules.
I would love to know, has anybody from the school called CPS on this family? Because I almost feel like this is abusive to a child to allow them to buy. Somebody's got to be buying this type of clothing and to allow them to continue to believe something that can never be. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if this child believes they're an animal or if this child just wants to dress up like one. But my kids aren't allowed to wear their Halloween costumes to school. So why is that allowed to happen? And I get just so sick of the nonsense when I hear constantly from people saying that doesn't happen here. Actually, there was a lawsuit filed last year in Madison County Schools because the school would not allow a litter box and the tail and the I can't even believe these words are coming out of my mouth, to be honest.
It's asinine. It's completely asinine that we're even having to have this conversation and that people are somehow trying to defend it. I mean, the fact that somebody from the church right there in Madison was trying to shame you last night for speaking out on it just tells me how far left this country's gone. And I just mean left to crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, I love some of those people in that church. They were there for me some of the hardest times in my life, and it really got me out of some very depressing circumstances. But I'm not going to go along with giving me your pronouns when you come on and participate in a podcast and you're going to introduce yourself with your pronouns. You don't belong in a church if you're doing that. I'm sorry. You just don't.
Yeah, somebody in the comments over here says we're going beyond making fun of it. What beyond making fun of it did we do exactly? See, people throw out these vague statements. We posted a video and said, looks like Walmart has met their human to furry DEI quota. But that's all we said. What did we say other than that?
They have their rabies vaccine.
Well, I mean, that's making fun of it. I mean, I don't think anybody said anything hateful. If it wants to pretend to be a feline, we'll pretend let's play this all the way through.
And again, I blame the adults around this child more than I even do the child, because that's why you have parents and that's why you have a community to step in and say, hey, there's something wrong here. And this is a mental illness. Gender dysphoria, and I mean, I don't even know if there's a term for thinking you're an animal, but gender dysphoria for years has been a mental illness. And just now are you wanting to backtrack on that and then hate on the people who call it out for what it is. It's just crazy. We got to take a break, Clay. Y'all stay with us. We're going to be right back to wrap things up for the week. We'll be right back here, WIB 1039, The Lindsey Beckham Show. Stay tuned.
Dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit AmericansForProsperity.org. Part of positive change at AmericansForProsperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
You can show your pride and patriotism in honor of the 250th birthday of this great nation by proudly flying a flag. And a complete flag source on I-55 in Jackson is the place to find it. All sizes for all purposes. And they have the official 250-year celebration flag. Have a look at CompleteFlags.com. That's CompleteFlags.com.
Hey guys, I have a secret for you. We notice. We notice when you're tired all the time. We notice when your drive is gone. We notice when you're just not feeling that into us. But here's the good news. It might not be your age. It might be your testosterone level. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Men's Health in Mississippi. We help men just like you. We specialize in giving you back your strength, your energy, stamina, and confidence. Don't settle for feeling less than your best. Call Men's Health Mississippi today and find out what your testosterone level is. Trust me, we'll notice that too.
Metal Builder Supply in Pearl provides quality commercial and residential metal roofing, pre-engineered steel buildings, many storage facilities, pole barns, and steel components with old-time service and competitive prices. Through our commitment, experience, and expertise, Metal Builder Supply has established a business relationship with our customers that will last a lifetime. When you need metal roofing, reflective insulation, trim, or metal decking, contact Metal Builder Supply online at metalbuildersupplypearl.com.
When you want your pine trees to grow a little happier and a lot healthier, call on Holcomb Aerial Service. When your crops need dusting, think Holcomb Aerial Service. From the farm to your own pine forest, Holcomb Aerial Service will stimulate growth, eradicate pests, and preserve the value of your crops. Call Holcomb Aerial Service at 601-668-6200. That's 601-668-6200.
Hello, friends and neighbors. This is David Frederick. I'm here to tell you about the latest development here at Frederick Sales and Service in Brandon. In an effort to always bring you the very best brands, I am proud to announce that Frederick Sales and Service is Central Mississippi's newest dealer for Skag zero-turn mowers and products. We have deals on one of the industry's best brands of zero-turn mowers, Skag. You can buy now and pay later because 0% financing is also available at Frederick's. Come see our inventory. We're here serving.
This is the Lindsey Beckham Show.
Welcome back in to the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi Studios. Oh, Clay, I think I'm losing my voice over here.
So I've been over in the comments arguing with stupid people.
I mean, there's a lot of them over there.
That's what all that extra noise was. You know, somebody just, some impotent child wanted to get in there and talk some stupid stuff on my Facebook comments. I can't even repeat what they were saying, but what I like to do is report their comments when they make hateful stuff. And yep, go ahead, do it. You're about to get a 30-day block as soon as Facebook reads that. If they don't, I just learned some words that I should be allowed to post on here without any kickback again ever.
You know, that's another thing too. It's just the way that certain people attack you when you do call out what you believe is wrong. It's just gotten so out of control, and you immediately go to, well, let's attack the way that they look, or I can't deal with stupid people. That's why I've gotten where I don't even read the comments anymore, because I stand strong in what I say. Like, I say what I mean and I mean what I say. And that's always been who I am. And their words cannot hurt me. So
no, they don't bother me at all. I just like to to reply to really, really stupid people every now and then. They'll sit there, you shut up, you racist, bitch, you FAG, and all this stuff. And I'm like, report, you know? So I just find it so funny. There's this particular group of people who thinks that they have some magical, mystical power over everybody, and they can call you anything they want, talk to you any kind of way they want to. And that's just because they think that you want to say the N-word. You know, that's like, they think you want to say it so they can say anything you want. Then if you were to say that back to them, oh my God, they would break down in tears, crying. My understanding is they would fall dead on the spot if they were to hear it come out of anybody else's mouth. I don't know. I mean, that's what rumor has. Anyway, we're fed up with it. That's why you've seen Chud the Builder raise over $150,000 on his GoFundMe or his GiveSendGo, because people are fed up with this crap.
That's what I was just about to say. I mean, we saw that this week with I didn't even know who Chud the Builder was until you brought him up the other day, and then I went and looked him up. But then shortly after that, he's had just event after event where.
And I don't support what he did at all, but I support the fact that these people don't like it and it's driving them nuts, and they think there's two sets of rules for everybody. There's their set, and then there's everybody else's set, and they think that because this guy has gone and said the N-word to some black person on an internet stream, that it gives this black guy across the country a free pass to fly over here and assault this guy on behalf of all black people, and he should get off of it. Or that if Chud shoots this guy that physically attacked him, that only Chud should face charges because, well, he said the N-word one time on video to some black people. He was antagonizing them. No. He didn't antagonize the guy that he shot. That guy jumped him for no reason, but because he heard him say the N-word to another black guy on a stream. We've lost our minds. Whether it's about that, it's about this furry nonsense, transgender, whatever. These people have lost their minds. We got to get some common sense back here immediately. Words cannot hurt you. They can't. And the fact that there's this word that can hurt you so bad that you think you can kill somebody because you heard them say it to somebody else, man, you may be the weakest human being in the history of human. You are soft.
You know, and how many people risk their lives and gave their lives for that freedom for us to have a freedom of speech. Now, that's not saying you don't have some consequences if you say something outright crazy. Somebody might come beat your ass. That's a consequence, but it doesn't mean that it's illegal or that you don't have that God-given right to say whatever it is that you're wanting to say. Clay, we should cut up videos and do these mean tweets of ourselves with these comments, because I think it would be hilarious. I don't care what anybody who doesn't know me has to say about me. I just really, really don't.
No, I love it, man. I love it. Like, I'm just looking at some of the comments over here now. Just these crazy black people who are just so deranged, and they're so ate up with thinking that they can say whatever they want and nobody can say anything back. But their time will come.
Oh yeah, and it's not just black people that do that either. I mean,
no, I'm just talking about these over here in this particular situation. But it's the crazy white liberals, and it's everybody. I mean, I got a DM from some white guy while we were live that called me a click. We're not on the radio, right?
No, we're all.
Call me a clickbait bitch. I'm like, motherfucker, I don't clickbait anything. My stuff is real. My comments are real. If you see a caption on my video, the video says whatever the caption says. That ain't clickbait. That is absolutely maybe rage bait. It may make you angry and you may click on it, but if the caption offended you, wait till you hear what comes out of my mouth when you watch the rest of the video. Clickbait is when you lie in the thumbnail or the title to get a click. I don't do that. That's Benny Johnson. Clay Edwards says it and walks it like he talks it. And if you want to pull up it anywhere, anytime, any place, I dare you to.
I find it funny and comical that just the words that we say have these people in the comments this daggum angry.
I love it. It's orgasmic for me knowing that I can talk and people get that mad. First off, Lindsay, I'm not going to chime in on a podcast or a live stream of somebody I don't like. If I don't like what that person has to say,
why are you watching it? Are you watching this?
Yeah, I mean, and it's not that I'm opposed to hearing an opposing view, but if somebody makes me this viscerally angry I'm going to say, you know what? I'm just going to avoid letting them knock me off my center today. But not these people. They're so weak and just pussies. I don't know any other way to say it. They're just a bunch of pussies.
They don't say that.
That they can let two people having a conversation about something that they're not even about them, nothing to do with them. We ain't even talking about black folks over here. We're talking about folks dressed up as cats out in public. But you feel the need to interject yourself and let it ruin your day.
I think it's
I
funny.
love it.
Yeah, really, it kind of puts me in a good mood knowing that, like, we call things out for what they are, and you choose to listen to it and then get that angry about it.
Yeah,
Do you have anything better to do with your life?
I'm gonna start charging rent for all this free space that I eat up in people's heads because I've been living rent free up in them.
Sweatpants. Literal sweatpants and a black tank top. If anybody's wondering, because the comments have been almost want to make you think I'm over here naked or something, but no, I have on sweatpants.
Well, it's like, oh my God, she's using her boobs for attention. I'm like, tell me you're gay without telling me you're gay. If you're offended, if you're a man and you're offended about a girl
tank top
and cleavage. I mean, good Lord.
I mean, you can see nothing. You can see absolutely nothing.
You know, and then if you're over, then if everything's covered, they'll sit there and call you a what are those other wives that they talk about that they think all conservative women are?
Handmaids.
Handmaids. Yeah. Then they'll claim you're a handmaid tale. You know, like nothing. I mean, these are the same people that think it's okay for men to dress up like female strippers and go do story time for kids. That's fine. But a conservative talk show host is wearing a tank top on her live stream, and somehow you're using your boobs for attention. Well, is it working? As Hillary Clinton would ask about hot sauce and pandering to black people, is it working?
You can't win. You can't win with these people. I mean, there's no way. So, I don't try. I just
mock and meme them till they cry, and then mock and meme them for crying.
Amen. Amen. Absolutely.
All right, Lindsay, I got to get out of here and get some work done.
Yes, thank you so much for coming. I just had to talk about this today because I was appalled at just the pushback and the hate last night from just calling something out for what it is. And I'm sorry, I make no apologies for saying
Cocoa Puffs, man. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And hey, look, to the people over on my Facebook live chat, if y'all didn't like this, buckle up. Cause I got plenty more coming this weekend that you're gonna hate. Maybe I'll go donate $100 to Chud right now. We need to get Chud on out of jail. They said his bond at $1.25 million. He'll have to pay 20% of that. We need to go ahead and get Chud bonded out so he can get back out on the streets, making y'all mad.
Was that the bond for walking out on the tab at the restaurant?
No, that's the bond for, they charged him with attempted murder for shooting the guy.
For the one that attacked him?
Yeah. The guy attacked him, that stalked him to the courthouse because he knew he was there because it was all over social media that he was at the courthouse because he got arrested for the bond, the tab thing. Mm-hmm. They waited outside for him, attacked him, hollered at him, attacked him, and then attacked him from behind when he tried to walk away. Assaulted, not attacked, assaulted. Chud shoots the guy, shoots himself too in the process. That should be punishment
to me.
Self-defense, and everybody's like, oh my God, Chud went over there and was calling him the N-word. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Well, he's done it before, but that doesn't matter, does it? And even if he had, you don't get to assault somebody over a word. That ain't how it works. Words are not weapons. And if they are, you're a sissy bitch. You're a sissy bitch. If a word is a weapon to you, then everybody wants to run around. He's a black man. He's married. He's got 2 kids. He's a veteran. He's got PTSD. Well, it sounded like he had a lot to lose to be going and fucking with Chud, to be stalking down this guy to attack him.
I get so sick of those types of excuses. Look, life is hard. We all go through hard things. We all go through tragedies. We all go through hard times. We all have emotions. We all feel pain. We all feel sad. It does not get to be an excuse for you to treat people just like total crap.
No, and I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm just going to call this out. Hey, look, I do appreciate anybody that serves this country, but that does not give you a eternal excuse to be a piece of shit. It just doesn't. There's been plenty of people who have served this country and gone on to be serial killers, rapists, child murderers, PDF files, and more. And we don't give them a free pass because they serve this country. So serve my ass. All right. Furthermore, this PTSD excuse, that's like me deciding I got ADHD and need some Adderall. Can I do that? Just because I've decided, and then he goes, what? Gets PTSD, probably getting a $4,000 or $5,000 a month disability check from the government. And then he's going out and doing dumb shit like this. This guy's got a free ride through the rest of his life, pretty much, and married and got kids and all that. Oh, we're going to talk about, since we're going to build a statue of, we like to build a statue of y'all's ghetto martyrs like George Floyd.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about him beating his wife, trying to stab her with a screwdriver, and then trying to burn the entire apartment building down that he got arrested for and charged with multiple felonies last year. We're going to talk about that? Probably not, right? The clearly guy's batshit crazy.
I have PTSD from living in a country with such idiocracy right now. That's my
Again, I'm just tired of making excuses for people.
Yeah.
Bad people are bad people. I think Chud's a piece of shit. I think the guy that went to attack Chud's a piece of shit. But I think making excuses and pretending that one person's dumb shit is not as bad as the other person's is crazy. If you go start a fight with a guy that's got a gun and that guy shoots you and he's got a gun, well, then you're an idiot.
Don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
It's like the Alex Preddy guy that went and got himself killed in Minnesota. He took a gun to a protest or a riot against the police, attacked the police, and then everybody's surprised he got shot.
It makes no sense.
Again, we got to rationalize bullshit. Lindsay, I had a blast. I'll see you next week.
Thanks, mate. All right. Bye. All right. We are done for the day. I will be back with you guys Monday. I'll be back at 9 and at 12. So I will see you guys then. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Bye.